Top of the top to you. How y'all doing? How y'all doing, man? It's a wonderful day. I pray that you are experiencing it in a mighty way. Although, although it's just getting started. I pray that you woke up feeling worthy of your greatness, feeling ready to be greater than you've ever been. 'Cause that's what it be about. Is that ready, being ready to be greater than you've ever been. Because when you're doing that, you're preparing yourself for the greatness to come your way. Yeah, no, I'm figuring this out. The stream stuff, I'm figuring it out. Um, if you're looking at the screen right now, it should be in like in a mobile view because I'm supposed to be live on Instagram right now. It's not showing that I'm live on Instagram right now. It's just showing, yeah, it's not showing that worked. So let me see. Might be stuck with the screen for the duration of today's broadcast. I'm figuring it out. I'm getting it all together, man. So I appreciate y'all bearing with me and dealing with me as I do so. Because I promise you, this is going to be an opportunity for you to continue to grow. This, not just this broadcast, but this space, this channel, um, and everything that it represents. So, peace and prosperity to you. It's not just a day that you woke up, it's a day that you have the opportunity to add value to your life, all the lives around you, your mission, all that good stuff. That's what it's about. Being able to do that. And that starts with you giving to you the way that you need to. That starts with you prioritizing your glory the way that you need to. Oftentimes, we're prioritizing our, um, well, everyone else for sure, but we're prioritizing the obligations that we feel. We're prioritizing the expectations that people have for us. And we're waking up every day paying more attention to that and giving that more of our best attention, our waking hours, our, like the best thinking that we do throughout the day. We give that away to everyone else and never align ourselves with it, never offer it to ourselves. And I think that's strange. I think it's backwards. I think we were taught a very backwards and upside down way of living. And I don't think it's by accident. I think it's no accident that we were taught to live a life that's not in alignment with what will allow us to be the greatest versions of ourselves. I think, call me crazy, but I think that was by design. I seem to remember, um, it was one, which brother was it? It was one of the Rockefellers. Very evil man. That man said, and this is the gentleman who created the 9 to 5 work schedule. Which, in case you didn't know, that was created to normalize the schedule of being a factory worker. It was created to create that opportunity for people, for culture, for civilization to get customized into working those type of hours. And that man said something along the lines, and I'm paraphrasing because I wasn't there. But he said something like, if people are working all day, they won't have time to live. They won't have time to make a living. They won't have time to design the life that they would like to have because they'll be too busy working. Same thing as when the school schedule was created. All these things were created to create this pipeline to an assembly line. If you know what I'm talking about, drop a 1 in the chat. Do me a favor, drop a 1 in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. In case somebody think I'm just saying stuff. I'm just. But there is this culture that we have that's all about do, get. No one's focusing on being. No one's focusing on becoming. No one's focusing on who they are and what they could be. Everyone's just running. Everyone's on this hamster wheel. Where is it getting you to? That's what we got to ask ourselves. Where is it getting you to? Because you can do all this motion and you can have all this movement, but where is it getting you to? I know I've seen too many people running in place, moving in place. I've seen too many people who swear they going somewhere. But when we check on them, it's the same thing they was doing last year. They got the same stuff, same problems, same issues. They've done nothing to change it. They've just existed. Are you one of those people? Are you one of those people who before I had to check the joint? Are you one of those people who don't prioritize yourself and your greatness? Because if so, that's a bad habit. That's one of the worst habits that you could have. And it's stopping you. It's stopping you from maximizing your potential. Yo, if you're just tuning in, before we go any further, I do want to let you know that I so greatly and so deeply appreciate all the support that's been coming my way. Everyone that's been going to brianhyppolite.com, all the people that's been streaming my music, all the people that's been downloading my music from brianhyppolite.com, picking your own price and downloading my songs and showing the support because of the value that you see in the music that I create, man, that means so much to me. Thank you so much for everyone that's been downloading my music from my website. And for those of you who haven't, yeah, you can pick your own price. Go to brianhyppolite.com and download my music. The Tropical Depression album is there. It's available to my affirmations, my guided meditations. All that stuff is right there waiting on you. So go ahead and empower yourself. Get the tools and the resources that's going to allow you to be a greater version of yourself. This channel is all about manifestation. It's all about the tools, the tricks, the tips, the resources that's going to allow you to create the life and legacy that you desire. If that's something you're into, drop a 1 in the chat for me so that I know who I'm talking to. If that's something that you see as something that's imperative for your life, drop a 1 in the chat. Let's separate ourselves from those who are just out here playing. This is Manifest Nation. This channel, in case you just stumbled on it and it's your first time on this stream, you stepped into a sanctuary for visionaries. You stepped into a place where healers, creators, bloodline breakers all come together to learn to be greater versions of themselves and to collect, collect information from each other, to support each other with high vibrations. And this is where we get it in, man. So first of all, subscribe. If you're watching on any other platform other than Twitch, if you're watching this broadcast on any other platform other than Twitch, click the link in my bio or go to brianhyppolite.com and click the link to go to Twitch, or come to Twitch and search up Brian Hyppolite or Manifest Nation so you can get access to this channel. Because this is a space where real conversations are being shared. Real tools and strategies are being offered to allow you to break generational curses, build generational wealth, create legacy, and level up. And I'd love for you to be a part of it. So what you can do to not only just get this information, but get all the other streams, all the other bonus content, is you can subscribe to the channel. And once you do, you're going to get access to our private Discord, the Manifest Nation Discord. You're going to get that, which also gives you access to me. But you also get a digital vault of my books, 8 eBooks, a workbook, affirmations, guided meditations, founding member only bonuses, different live events, different Q&A slots and stuff like that that you'll be able to get into as one of the first 111 subscribers to this channel. That makes you a founding member. If you subscribe to this channel, one of the first 111 people, that makes you a founding member of this channel. And there is going to be, first of all, that lifetime recognition and status, but a lot of other bonuses that's there for you. So definitely take advantage of this opportunity and build yourself up, because that's what it's here to do. That's what we're here for. We're here to identify the roots that are tying us to a life of lack and limitation. We are here to not just identify them, but uproot them, to unlearn them, to release them. And how many of you have lived a life where you allowed fear of success, unworthiness, trauma bonds, and inherited patterns to stop you from being the greatest version of yourself? Sabotage is loyalty to the old version of yourself at the expense of the future version of yourself. Someone in chat said, Lord, this boy needs Jesus. Heal this child. Help us destroy these demons. Oh, please. Send him a brand new car with a prostitute while my wife's sick in the hospital. Man, I love that line. I love that line. Yeah, that's a great Eminem song right there. So there's a lot of self-sabotaging behaviors that we have embedded, you know what I'm saying, in our behavior, and it's definitely time to do greater for ourselves. So that's what this channel was created for, to every day show up and give you more of the powerful things that allow you to be a greater version of yourself. Stop doubting your calling. What is it that you are meant to do? What is it that you were meant to do that you have not been doing with your life, that you have not prioritized in your life so that you can do it? What excuses have you been making to justify why you're not doing? What lies have you been telling yourself? What lies have you been telling yourself to justify you not maximizing your potential? You not being a greater version? Because it's something. It's something. It's something that you've been doing to justify not going as hard as you should. Not creating the opportunities that you should. What blessings have you delayed just because you didn't feel ready? I know it's early in the morning. I'm aware. I'm aware that it's early in the morning. It's a lot to be talking about. But you've started your day so many other days, giving your time, your effort, and your energy to everything and everyone else. Like, you start your day and you just give yourself to the world. You start your day and you just give yourself to the world. You pick up, you start your day, you pick up your phone and you start downloading whatever the world has for you. Aren't you aware that that's not healthy for you? Aren't you aware that what you're doing is making yourself putting yourself on the receiving end to a lot of toxicity? You're meant to wake up and give yourself to yourself. Before you give yourself to your environment, before you give yourself to your job, your calling, any of that, give yourself to yourself. Why shouldn't you be the greatest receiver of your power, of your glory? Why should you wake up and just start entering self-sabotaging behavior by not even pouring into yourself? Because then you be the same person that's saying how you feel like your cup is empty. I hear that a lot. As a mentor and as someone that travels this planet speaking to people on the subject of becoming greater versions of themselves, it's something that I hear so consistently. I don't know who I am anymore. I've been this and I've been that for so long, and they talk about these roles and these titles that they've had, whether inside the house or outside the house, and how that stopped them from really knowing who they were. So that would mean that you spent a lot of time not connecting with self, not connecting with self. Now, you couldn't tell me if you wanted to have a relationship with me. You couldn't tell me that without spending any time, without prioritizing our our time together, the things that we do, without prioritizing investing in those moments, you couldn't make me believe that I mattered to you, that our relationship matters to you. You couldn't keep telling me the same thing and doing something different and expecting me to stay around, expecting me to continuously be happy when I see you. But this is the type of relationship that we have with ourselves a lot of the time. Not being true, not being honest. And ourselves know that, our subconscious knows that. And at this point in time, this is a complete lack of belief in what you're saying. And you have to know that that creates a separation within you, because you've lied to yourself so many times. It's time to restore the relationship that you have with self by being honest with self, by following through, by showing respect to self. It goes back to a knowledge of self. This comes out of my book, Manifesting You, 111 Keys to Unlocking Your Divinity. It's the most popular of all of my books. It's the biggest one. It's the one that's in 158 countries, empowering a whole lot of people. But a knowledge of self creates a love of self. Many of us don't have the proper love of self and the proper relationship that we should have with self because we don't have a knowledge of self. It's that knowledge of self that creates the love of self, you see. And so if you're not going to have that, it's going to be very difficult to have a love of self without a knowledge of self. Just like if you're dating someone. When you're dating people, you're getting to know them. And you're enjoying getting to know them because you're enjoying getting knowledge on them. And it's the knowledge of them that makes you want to experience them more. The knowledge of them creates the love of them, right? That makes sense? Drop a one in the chat. That makes sense to you. Because that's where it starts. The knowledge of self leads to the love of self. Now, the love of self leads to respect of self. The love of self leads to a respect of self. That respect of self leads to the discipline of self. You're not going to have a respect of self. You're not going to have self-discipline if you don't have any respect. The love that I have for my children, the knowledge that I have of my children leads to the love that I have of my children, leads to the respect that I have for my children. which leads to the respect that I'm going to make sure you have and you show to my children. It all starts with the knowledge. Makes sense? The knowledge that I have of the woman that I'm interested in leads to the love that I have for her, the respect that I have for her, the respect I make sure other people show to her, the respect I show to her. It's because of the love, which starts with the knowledge. So a lot of the issues that we have within ourselves is because of the lack of knowledge of self that we have. What we know is what everyone else has said to us. What we know is what has been normalized to us. But that doesn't mean that it's true. What we know is the things that we've inherited. Oh man. There's so many things that we have to do to be honest with ourselves, to be real with ourselves. Good morning. This is Manifest Nation. Welcome to the space where your day begins on purpose and not by accident. If you're new here, this is not just a stream. No, this is an alignment zone. This is Manifest Nation. This is where we come together to be greater than we've ever been and create the opportunities for us to grow like we never had before. So welcome to Manifest Nation. If you're here, if you just stumbled upon this page for the first time or accidentally or whatever you might think it is, I guarantee you it wasn't an accident. This was on purpose. This was divine alignment. This is a place where you get to check in with yourself before you check in with the rest of the world, because it's imperative that you give to yourself. Starting your day pouring into yourself. So today we're not rushing. We're not starting frantic. We're starting focused. Because the way that you start is often the way that you finish. Before I dive deep into this subject matter and really take it where we're going to go today, I want to know who's in here. So tell me your city, tell me where you're from, put it in the chat. Tell me how you feeling today. Drop it in the chat. Tell me what you're expecting from this day. Drop it in the chat. What's going on, Island? Yeah. I appreciate you. I appreciate your follow. I appreciate your support. What is it that you want from this day? Claim it. Drop it in the chat. What is it that you're going to bring to this day? Drop it in the chat. A lot of times we're in that mode where we're talking about what it is that we want, what it is that we desire. What is it that you're offering? What is it that you're bringing to the day? You know what I mean? When the day say, what are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing? We often just want to receive, and that's cool. We're meant to be in receiving mode for sure, but we're also meant to be in creative mode. We're also meant to be creators, creating the realities that we desire. So if that's not what you're doing something wrong. You're not creating the opportunity that you need. Great day, Grand Rising. So this is our morning activation. Let's wake up. Let's wake up our mind. Let's wake up our body. You know, a lot of us be getting awake in the morning and you just going through your daily routine of things, but you're not really active. You're just in routine. When was the last time that you just stood up and rolled your shoulders, connected with your body? You know what I'm saying? Stretched your arms out, unclenched your jaw. Loosen the stress that's been living in your body. When was the last time you stood still and just took some deep breaths? Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale for 4 seconds. Do that 4 or 5 times. Fill your lungs like you're about to speak life into your day. What you gotta know is your body is your first environment. Your body is your first environment. We care a lot about all these other environments that we go into and that we enter, but your body is your first environment. You can't create clarity throughout your day if there's chaos in your body. It's much harder to do. You can't walk through your day if you have collapsed posture. You know what I'm saying? So you need to lift up. You need to empower yourself, and you need to position yourself for your greatness. Yeah. It's a time of renewing. This is a season of renewing. This is a season where old things that are not meant to be in your life are removing themselves. This is definitely a season where the trash is taking itself out. This is definitely a season where people are doing you the favor of giving you every reason to no longer deal with them. It's a season where certain habits are sticking out to you as like, maybe that's not the best thing for me. Maybe that's maybe I'm still doing that because I've always done that, but that's not really what's best for me, what aligns with my future. Maybe I should stop doing that. This is a season of realignment. Small alignments lead to big adjustments. And it's time that you take this environment, take this season extremely seriously by empowering yourself with the things that are going to allow you to manifest the life that you desire. Now, there's a formula to it. And from all of my years of research, from all of the books that I've written, from all of the things that I've created and produced, from all of the people that I've spoken to, I know one thing for sure. Most people do not know how to manifest. Most people are completely unaware on the strategy, the formula, the way to do it. And I want to help you with that. I want to give you this formula. I want to give you these strategies so that you can use them. It's not magic. It's mechanics. It's really mechanics. And if you can understand the things that you're meant to do, you'll manifest a whole lot better. Matter of fact, we have the 30-day Manifest Bootcamp that's starting in 13 days on September the 1st. Are you in it? Shout out to everyone that already has their access. Shout out to everyone who already reserved their spot and claimed their spot at brianhyppolite.com. If you haven't already, leave this live right now and click the link in my bio, go to brianhyppolite.com and get your access to the bootcamp, because it's going to be a powerful time that's going to help you reshape the way that you're going through life. If you're going through a change, whether this is the first year that maybe your children just went off to college, maybe you just got out of a relationship, maybe you're changing careers, I don't know what it is or what it could be. But if your life is going through a change and going through a shift, I definitely suggest you getting into this 30-day Manifest Bootcamp, because what we're going to do is we are going to identify the limiting beliefs that you've been holding on to that kept you in situations that you didn't need to be in to begin with. We're going to identify with the version of you that aligned with those things. See, a lot of times we want to focus on getting away from these people, from these situations, from these things. What we have to also do is deal with the version of us that aligned with it to begin with. If not, we're going to deal with the same thing all over again, just just with a different person. You're going to have a year from now, you'll be dealing with having the same habits, living the same life in different clothes. You have to deal with the version of you that was comfortable allowing you to be a discomfort. The version of you that was comfortable making the excuses and allowing you to stay in a situation that you didn't need to be in. So this 30-day Manifest Bootcamp, we're going to identify the limiting beliefs, the doubts, the fears, the distrust, all those things that kept you in that space. We're going to unlearn them and release the destructive beliefs. Now, once we do that, we're going to install and rewire your thoughts so that they align with the life and the legacy that you want to leave and that you want to have. We're going to support those by rebuilding daily habits and patterns that match your goals, because that's what it takes. We're going to tell you and show you the things that you do on a daily basis to regulate your mind, regulate your nervous system, and keep yourself in alignment. And at the end of those 30 days, you're going to leave with the mindset, the tools, the energy, and the alignment of a high level creator, AKA someone who is deliberately manifesting, deliberately creating their reality. What we don't want to admit to a lot of times is how we are creating our reality. We want to pretend that it's something else making it happen. We want to pretend that it's something else doing it. It's you. We're comfortable saying that we manifested something when it's a success story. Is this making sense to you? We're comfortable saying, yeah, I did that, when it's something that we're bragging about. Very rarely are we trying to say, yeah, this unfortunate situation that I'm in, I manifested that. But you did. You did with your habits. You did with your mindset. You did with your lack of boundaries, your lack of respect for yourself. You know, a lack of boundaries invites a lack of respect. Somebody need to hear that this morning. A lack of boundaries invites a lack of respect. If you're watching from YouTube, from TikTok, from IG, Facebook, if you're not on Twitch, I want you to know what you are getting right now is just a portion of this broadcast. The recording will only be available on Twitch. And you should definitely tap into the Manifest Nation channel so that you can get all of this consistently. You know, the first 111 subscriptions, consider you founding members of this channel. And you're going to get lifetime recognition and status for that. You're also going to get access to the Manifest Nation Discord. I'm in the Discord every day, putting in game, putting in information. If you like what you see from me and hear from me on social media, you'll love what I'm actually doing with my community. And you could definitely be a part of that. You're also going to get 8 of my eBooks in the Manifesting You workbook. You'll get my affirmations and guided meditations, a lot of powerful things that's going to allow you to be greater than you've ever been, as well as some founder-only events, monthly Q&As, different things like that that make it dope to be a part of this, be a founding member of this channel, Manifest Nation. I plan on using this channel to uplift the world. The world, Craig. To uplift the world, man. It's been dope the last 5 years writing these books, making this music, speaking in all these places and going around and seeing how much of us really need something like this. So that's what I'm here to do. I also got this book, Bloodline Breaker. Oh man, this is my favorite book right now. And anyone that says that they are breaking generational curses in their family, you need this book in your life. This book is a guide to shattering generational curses and rewriting your legacy. Anybody need to rewrite their legacy? Has anyone said it ends with me? Yeah, this thing that we got going on in this family and this bloodline, because I used to be like that. There was things that I didn't realize were so wrong until I was a father. until I had a different level of standards and was like, yeah, no, that's not okay. We're not gonna move like that. For some of us, it happened even before then. As we was growing up, we were seeing family members and we were just seeing the way that our family moved. And we were saying, yeah, that's not for me. I'm not going to be like that. I'm not going to do that. So I want to read you something out of this book. Drop it in the chat for me. Give me a number between 3 and 55, because this is a very small book. It's only 57 pages, but it's potent. It's powerful. It has such a strong impact. And so I want to read you something from this book. So put it in the chat. Give me a number between 3 and 55, and I'm going to read you a piece of the corresponding page. And I guarantee you something that you needed to hear today, something that you needed to have dropped in your spirit, and it's going to add value to you. And of course, this book is available at brianhyppolite.com. There's book bundles available with it. And when you purchase it from brianhyppolite.com, I'm going to send you the ebook immediately. So you don't even have to wait for this paperback book to get into your hands for you to start elevating yourself in the area of breaking generational curses. Give me a number between 3 and 55, and I'm going to read you a key from this powerful book. What it's all about is mindset calibration. We was talking earlier about how we wake up and what we do with ourselves when we wake up. It's all about mindset calibration. Most of us start our day in what I call a default morning mode, or a morning default mode, however you want to call it. We roll over, we grab our phones, and we let the world dump its chaos onto us before we even really breathe. We turn on the news and allow the fear mongering to take place. We do all these various things without pouring into ourselves. Here's the truth. If you don't decide who you are in the morning, the day is going to decide for you. If you don't decide somebody need to write that down. If you don't decide who you are in the morning, the day is going to decide for you. So it's very important. It's extremely important that you are intentional to decide who and how you're going to be today. Decide what type of day you're going to have. Decide and claim what the day is going to bring to you, and decide and proclaim what you're going to bring to the day. Again, if you don't decide who you are in the morning, the day will decide for you. That's why you could see, people, and you might even be one of these people, but I know for sure people who it's like they need the day to let them have a good day in order for them to have a good day. Like they're not in enough control of their day to have a good day if a good day isn't given to them. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Drop one in the chat. Drop a one in the chat if you know what I mean. Like you need no one to cut you off in traffic. You need everyone at your business and your office to not say anything that frustrates you. You need to not get a phone call that you didn't plan on. You need your children to not be children and do children things that get on your nerves. Like you need so many things to happen to allow you to have a good day. You have not decided what type of day you're going to have, or what type of person you're going to be, what energetic field, what vibrational alignment you're going to have. You're just going through the day, allowing the day to tell you how you're going to feel, allowing the day to tell you what you're going to experience. These are not people who we would call deliberate creators of their reality. These are people who are going through their day, because this happens day after day. So they're going through their life being controlled by their exterior environment. Their exterior environment is controlling their internal environment. And it's supposed to be the other way around. Your internal environment is meant to summon what's going to happen in your external environment. Your vibration, the way that you are, the way that you move should shift the room when you walk in. Not you shifting when you walk in the room because of what's happening in the room. I want to give you a 3-step ritual today. Set your intention. Set your intention on what it is that you will have, on what it is that you will be, on what it is that you will do. I make it simple for you in one of my songs. I say, greater shall you be, greater shall you do, and greater shall you have. Drop a 1 in the chat if you know that song, The Greater Existence. Set your intention. It's absolutely not just important, but imperative. You got to set your intention. Then anchor it with a word, an affirmation, a song, something where you're saying it over and over again multiple times, because that's how you program the brain. And then take action before anything else. And this is an action that aligns with your intention. Great day, great day. Thank you for tapping in. So this is what we're going to do today. We're going to set our intentions. For some of y'all, it's not too late. If you're on the East Coast of the United States, it's only 8:13. If you're with me on the West Coast, it's 5:13. You still got plenty of time to take control of your day. But take these 3 steps. Follow these 3 steps. Set your intention. What is it that you're going to be? What is it that you're going to do? What is it that you're going to have? Anchor that with words. So this is starting with your thoughts, and this is manifesting. This is starting with your thoughts, because manifesting is taking your thoughts out your mind and putting them in your reality. So we're starting with a thought. We think a thought long enough, that turns into a belief. We're reshaping our belief system day after day. So I'm waking up today and I'm saying, greatness is going to come to me. Abundance is going to come to me. Money is going to flow to me effortless and easily. Joy is going to abound for me in abundance. I am going to add value to every environment that I walk into. I'm going to be an answered prayer for somebody on accident, just being me. I'm going to feel overjoyed, and I'm going to be grateful for this day. This is my intention. I'm setting this intention, and I can tell you, the world's going would have to try extremely hard to move me beyond my intention. Anytime something happens that takes me to another place, I'm going to reset myself. Say reset. Type reset in the chat. I'm going to reset myself with my intentions. I'm going to remind myself of my intentions. And I'm going to be loyal to my intentions. We aren't loyal enough to what it is that we say. We aren't loyal because we say it, but then we don't require it. We don't stand on it. Today's the day to stand on business. If this is the life and legacy that you're going to have, today's the day to stand on business with that. Don't allow the things that are happening around you to change that, to pull you away from that. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to take action. Yeah, I see y'all in the chat. Reset. That's what we got to do. Anytime something comes and stands in our way, we got to reset. Anchor that with your decisions, that you're not going to be easily swayed. Because if not, you're going to keep going through your life needing your day to give you the day that you want. And you're so much greater than that. You really are. If the rest of the day looked like the first 10 minutes of your morning, would you want to repeat it? Be honest with me. If the rest of the day looked like the way that your morning started, would you want more of that for yourself? Most of us started the day frantically, just jumping up and getting to it. Not taking no space of alignment, no space for you to get into enjoyment, no space for you to recognize the glory of just having life. This is real. Is that what you want for yourself? Is that what you want for the people that you love? I doubt it. Right now, I want you to let go of what doesn't belong to today. Okay? The things that do not belong to today, they belong to a past moment. They might belong to the future, but they don't belong to today. So let's release these things. If you can, if you have the moment of availability, like if you're not driving a motor vehicle or attending to a small child or something like that, right now, close your eyes. Picture one thing from yesterday that is still taking up space in your mind. Identify that thing. See it as an object that you can hold. Whatever it is, see it as something that you can place in your hands. Now, I want you to see yourself putting it down, stepping away from it, and watch it stay behind you as you walk away. Because you can't carry yesterday and expect to be able to run today. Does that make sense? Drop a one in the chat if that makes sense. You can't keep carrying yesterday with you and expect you to be able to move through today the way that you have planned on it, in the way that you need to. Now let's think about the future for a moment. I know there's things that we want, things that we desire, and most of the time, only because we were trained mentally to do this, when we think about what we desire, we often also think about what we don't have. When we're talking about what we want, we often also think of what we feel is missing. And more often than not, we hold the vibration of the desire, but from the place of what's missing, what I don't have. A lot of times when we think about money, we simultaneously or subconsciously instantly go back into survival mode, thinking about what will happen if the money doesn't come. And so that's the vibration that you hold on to. And you can't manifest prosperity holding on to the vibration of lack. You have to be a vibrational match for what it is that you desire. Throw one in the chat for me if this is making sense to you, if I'm talking to the right people this morning. And you're welcome. I got that bloodline breaker right here. The book is powerful, and the affirmation audio set that's available, that's streaming on all platforms, the bloodline breaker healing tapes, they're going to take you to another level. They're really going to take you to a whole nother level. But if you haven't gotten this book already, make sure you go to brianhyppolite.com, click the link in my bio, get this book, whether you get it by itself, get the bundle package, whatever. Matter of fact, you give me a number between 3 and 55. I'm going to read you a key from this book, because I want you to know it's no fluff in here. This is a book for those who said it ends with me. This book isn't gentle. This book is not gentle at all. It's confronting, it's triggering, but it's liberating. Yeah, we shipping all around the world. We absolutely shipping all around the world. And if I can't get it to you, I know my constituents at Amazon can. But we shipping all around the world for sure. Let's see, number 8. Okay. Comfort words versus calling. Number 8. This is a really good one. You weren't called to be average. You were called to end patterns. But average is addictive. When everyone around you has settled, you start to feel guilty for wanting more. When your family learned to survive, thriving starts to look like betrayal. So you shrink, you dim, you stay humble. You wear emotional loyalty like a noose. Listen closely. You don't honor your ancestors by repeating their pain. You honor them by transcending it. Somebody need to hear that again. You don't honor your ancestors by repeating their pain. You honor them by transcending it. You are not selfish for healing. You are not disloyal for breaking tradition. You are not wrong for saying it ends with me. That is a piece, just a piece of page 8. I see someone also said page 44. I'm gonna give you a couple little pieces so you know this is something that you need in your life. If you consider yourself a generational curse breaker or think maybe you might be one, this is something that you need. This is going to empower you. Page 44. The courage to collect yourself. And this is the end of chapter 7. Page 44 is the end of chapter 7. And at the end of each chapter, it gives you this really good information. And then it asks you some self-reflective questions to do. And then it gives you something to do with the answers. So it's going to give you great information that's going to resonate with you. Then it asks you some self-reflective questions. And then it gives you something to do with those answers. So we're at the end of chapter 7. And it's telling you to collect yourself, to find the courage to collect yourself. You have to collect the broken parts. You have to confront what numbed you. You have to challenge what raised you. You have to cut off access to the things that drain you and your value. You have to get uncomfortable enough to transform and relentless enough to never look back. You are the first investor in your bloodline's emotional economy. So make it worth the price. That's just a piece. That's just a piece of 44. But what really stuck out to me is you have to get uncomfortable enough to transform and relentless enough to never go back. For those of you, there's somebody who just left a relationship. There's someone who just got out of a situation that wasn't good for them. You have to be relentless enough to never go back. You have to level up yourself and also get away from the version of yourself that made it okay to stay, or that told you it was okay to stay in that situation for so long. You have to not just forgive that person who did you wrong, but you got to forgive yourself for looking for love in the wrong place. You got to forgive yourself for not having the proper boundaries and the proper level of respect for yourself. You got to look in your mirror and say, hey, man, I'm sorry. Self, I'm sorry for not being loyal to us. And allow self to say, I forgive you. Now let's move different moving forward. That's what it's about. That's exactly what it's about. So that was just a piece of 44. And I see someone on IG said 45 as well. So 45 is, the very next page. That's the exercise that you get to at the end of this chapter, where it's asking you to do several things to check the legacy ledger that you're meant to create as you go through this chapter. So it's asking you to do a debt check to see where the debt is lying. Where in your life is there debt that's holding you down emotionally? So where in your life are you paying the price for someone else's unhealed wounds? Let's just start with that. Let's start with that. Where in your life are you paying the price for someone else's unhealed wounds? That's a powerful question right there. I think many of us have never asked ourselves something like that. Where in your life are you paying the price for someone else's unhealed wounds? Question number 2. What has staying unhealed cost you in time, energy, and purpose? What has staying unhealed cost you in energy, time, and purpose? Think about that. The cost of staying the same is so much greater. That's one of the highest prices to pay. The cost of staying the same, the amount of interest that is tacked on the cost of staying the same keeps people in debt. Financially, emotionally, spiritually, and otherwise. Next question. Who in your life is silently absorbing the emotional taxes you haven't paid? Who in your life? Who in your life is silently absorbing the emotional taxes you haven't paid? That's just a piece. I'm not even gonna go no further. Those 3 questions on page 45 is enough to chew on right there. That's enough to give you something to think about. It's also enough to let you know you need what's the rest of this page. You need the rest of this book. Go ahead and go to brianhyppolite.com and get this book on the way to you. Bloodline Breaker, a curse to shattering a guide to shattering generational curses and rewriting your legacy. It's not just a book, it's a bloodline revolution, and you need it in your life. It's going to help you. It's definitely going to help you. It's definitely going to help you. The right questions lead to the right answers. And the right answers lead to the right clarity. Now, the right clarity offers the proper direction. And with the proper direction, what? Some of y'all know it because y'all listen to the Greater Resistance song. With the proper direction, all you got to do is execute an alignment. What's going on, brother? Thank you for tapping in. My bro Chad just walked in the room. Amazing photographer, great mind, great thinker. If y'all need some photos done, whether you got a photo shoot, whether you got an event, whether you traveling, you want someone documented for you, yeah, hit up my bro. If you're watching on IG, hit up my bro that just walked in the room. It's mornings like this where you decide what type of life you're gonna have by what type of day you're gonna have, by what type of mindset you're gonna have. You know what I mean? It's great that you will start, if you start your day, start your mindset with an anthem, theme music that empowers you. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, greater existence, that's a great example right there. Matter of fact, let's hear that. That's what I want to hear. Y'all want to hear some music real quick? Can we take a little commercial break so I can hear some greater existence? Because greater shall you be, greater shall you do, and greater shall you have. But you got to align with that. So that's why we ask the right questions, so you can get the right answers, so you can move in clarity instead of moving in confusion. There's way too many of us moving in confusion because we haven't positioned ourselves to have clarity. So can we do this real quick? Can we hear greater existence? Let me play this song in case you needed the motivation throughout the day. Because there's going to be a lot of things that's going to try to ruin your focus. It might be a lot of things that try to stop you from staying connected. And that's when I told you you're going to have to reset. You're going to have to do a mindset reset when those things come your way. And what is that? That's just self-accountability. That's all that is. It's self-accountability. That mindset reset is me saying, hey, this is what we said we was going to be on, and this is what we're going to be on. It don't matter if that person sent a text that I don't like. It don't matter if such and such took place that rubbed me the wrong way. Nah, this is the type of day I'm going to have. And this is the way that I'm going to move through my day. And it's that level of accountability that someone just can't shake you out of what you said you was going to have for yourself. That's what's so important. And I'm not sure, I don't want to blame it on nothing, but it's just not something that we've normalized. And it's something that we have to start normalizing now. Because here's the truth. Discipline doesn't start with a long to-do list. To be honest with you, most of y'all don't need a to-do list. You need a not to-do list more than you need a to-do list. To be honest with you. You need a not to-do list more than you need a to-do list. You've had to-do lists all your life. And most of you don't follow through with them anyway. You need a not to-do list. But what you definitely need is a list of non-negotiables. And start with that. Start with your list of non-negotiables. It might be, for some, it might be health related. It might be, I need to drink, X amount of water in the morning. For someone, it might be that I need to read or I need to exercise. It might be that I need to meditate. I need to pray. I need to do whatever. You need to create your list of non-negotiables. You should have one for your morning just to start your day right. But you should definitely have some for your life. As I've mentored, I've come to understand that there's a lot of us as adults who don't know these 6 things about themselves. Your wills and your won'ts, your do's and your don'ts, your must-haves and your non-negotiables. Let's just stick with those last 2. Your must-haves and your non-negotiables. Most of us don't know what those are. You couldn't tell me. What are your must-haves and what are your non-negotiables? Some people have said, well, what is a must-have? Okay. Well, the way that I explain it to my children, and this is that matter of fact, this comes out of a book that I wrote called Teach Them Young, and that's 111 Keys to Building Phenomenal Beings. So this is information not only every adult should know, but an adult should be teaching to their children. My children could be teaching this to you right now if they were awake. But your must-haves are the things that allow you to grow, the things that you need in your life that allow you to be the greatest version of yourself. That's a must-have. Your non-negotiables are the things that you will not allow in your life. Your non-negotiables are the things that no conversation is going to change. It's not going to be what I'm going to accept. And we need to identify our must-haves and our non-negotiables for our life. You can't be going through life without this because these are your borders. These are your boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Let's hear this song real quick. Greater Existence. Where is the audio? I hear it coming out of the headphones. Why it's not coming out the speakers? All right, let's get it. There we go. Focus on what you're about to do. After all you made it through, you still be doubting you. Hold on, let's run it back because y'all ain't hear the beginning. We got to hear the beginning. See, I'm asking you these questions. Yeah. The right questions lead to the right answers. The right answers provide the right clarity. The right clarity offers the proper direction. And with the proper direction, all you got to do is execute in alignment. You know what? First and foremost, we got to know where we're going. I apologize because I just realized. For those who are watching on Twitch, for those who are in Manifest Nation, I could have the music video on the screen for you. So you could be watching the Greater Existence music video. Let's do that. Let's give you that. And if you're not watching on Twitch, man, I definitely want you to come over. If you're watching from any other social media platform, join me on Twitch so you could be a part of the Manifest Nation family. And you could get all this dopeness. You could get all this greatness. See, I'm asking you these questions because the right questions lead to the right answers. The right answers provide the right clarity. The right clarity offers the proper direction. And with the proper direction, all you gotta do is execute in alignment. But first and foremost, we gotta know where we're going. Focus on what you're about to do. After all you made it through, you still be doubting you. Can't be waiting on a sign when you're the proof. No point in looking at the facts when you're the truth. Your purpose and your power are much greater than your problems. Use them both to solve, or they'll keep evolving. Trauma ain't your fault, but healing's your responsibility. Be your greatest ally, your biggest enemy. Sometimes you gotta make a pivot. I'm focused on my future, not my past, and everything shifted. Self-awareness makes you truly gifted. I identify my triggers, learn from them, and start moving different. But you gon' be a slave until you master self. Mindsets of abundance, they attracting wealth. If it don't align with me, then that's fine with me. But greater's what I gotta be. Greater shall you be, greater shall you do, greater shall you have, but you gotta know it's true. What's your greater existence? What's your greater existence? Hey. Greater shall you be, greater shall you do, greater shall you have, but you gotta know it's true. What's your greater existence? What's your greater existence? Yeah. Focus on the gifts that God gave you. Who are you outside the way that your pain made you? What would you do if you ain't have what your fear gave you? How would you love if broken expectations didn't change you? Don't make excuses, make better decisions. Can't blame nobody else for the way that you live it. Playing victim to your past just gon' keep you a victim. Overcome that superhero syndrome. Go from lacking limitations to a lack of limitations. It's gon' take you moving with a lack of hesitation. It's gon' take reversing all of that backwards thinking. But it's gon' take you further than all them dreams that you dreaming. And yeah, you can do it. I swear you can do it. I believe you have what it takes to get through it. This is divine timing, divine intervention, divine direction, divine protection for your divine mission. Greater shall you do, go. Greater shall you have, but you gotta know it's true. What's your greater existence? What's your greater existence? Greater shall you be, greater shall you do, greater shall you have, but you gotta know it's true. What's your greater existence? What's your greater existence? Yeah. That's the question. That's the question I be asking. What's your greater existence? You gotta identify. There's way too many of you have not even identified. There's way too many of us have not been able to put a finger on how great it is. What we know for sure is that we don't want to continue having the experience that we're having. What we know for sure is that we want it to be better than what it currently is. We know that. But that's not what I'm asking you. Most of the time when I'm like in our mentorship programs and different things like that, when I ask you what your greater existence is, you don't know. Why don't you know what your greater existence is? You just know you wanted to be better than what it's been. And I get that. But that's not specific enough. That is not specific enough. You have to, when we're talking about manifesting something, you have to be specific on what it is that you desire. So what's your greater existence look like? And if you have not taken time to figure that out, then let's work together to get that done. Because you can't create something without a vision for it. Once again, this is what the 30-day Manifest Bootcamp rather is for, and what it is all about. It's to give you 30 days to unlearn what you need to and relearn what you need to. 30 days to get the right habits in place that allow you to grow. 30 days to end the negative habits and routines that you've had. You're going to unlearn, you're going to release the negative, counterproductive, and distractive belief systems that you have. You're going to rewire your thoughts to match your goals. We're going to rebuild your habits to match your success and lead you to that success. Peace and blessings, Queen. So this is what it is. This is what it's about. And this is what we got to do. You just got to, you got to make it a priority to you. And what we know for sure is October going to get here. We know that. We know that for sure. We know October going to get here. October going to be here in less than 45 days. My question to you is, will you be the same person that you were today? Will you be the same person on October the 1st that you are on August the 18th? With the same mindsets that's leading you to places you don't want to be? The same lack and limitation evident in your life? Suffering. You know, the powerful thing about suffering that I think most people don't understand, and when I say they don't understand it, and I believe they don't understand it, because when you know better, you do better. Most people don't understand when you find yourself suffering from anything, that is a clear indication that there's something you are doing to create that situation, or to create the opportunity for that situation to continue. You may have not created the situation, but there's something in the way that you are handling it, the way that you are going about your reality, the way you are reacting to it, that can change, which would change what you're experiencing. Suffering requires your participation. So if you're suffering from anything, you can change the way you're participating. For many, it's as simple as stop reacting to the suffering and begin responding to the suffering. For some of it, it's because, you know, there's a difference between a reaction and a response. If you need me to explain that, put reaction in the chat, and I'll explain the difference between a reaction and a response, because you might need to know that. But if you start responding to life differently, you're going to see different things from it. And as you do it, more and more you do it, you create more confidence within yourself. Confidence doesn't come from thinking you can, it comes from proving you will. That's why so many people are struggling right now with the relationship that they have with themselves, because you've been lying to yourself for so long. You have no self-confidence. How many times, how many months, how many seasons, how many years have you said, I'm going to do this, and you don't do it? And you just continue to make new excuses as to why you don't do it. So you've diminished the confidence that you had. The same way, if it was me and you having this conversation, and I've heard you over and over and over again say something that you was going to do, but you don't never come through, I'm not going to believe you either. I could want it for you, but I'm not going to believe you either, because the confidence in what you and the connection between what you say and what you do has been diminished. Discipline doesn't start with a long to-do list. It starts with that one non-negotiable. Your one non-negotiable could be 10 push-ups. It could be writing 3 sentences in your journal, and that leads to the book that you keep saying that you're going to write. It could be reading 2 pages on a subject that is going to empower you. It could be 5 minutes of quiet and stillness. The point isn't the size of the habit. It's proving to yourself that you will do what you said you would do. So pick one thing. Pick one thing. Pick one non-negotiable. Do yourself a favor for the next 7 days. Just pick one non-negotiable that you're going to do. One thing that you can identify is separating your present self from your future self. What's one thing that you can identify and that should be a non-negotiable, something that you're going to do that's going to connect you to the version of yourself that you want to be, that you want to have, that you want to see? Identify one thing. Drop it in the chat. Let me know. What is it? What's that one thing that you need to start doing? What's that one habit that you need to pick up that's going to take you to a greater existence? What's the one, if once we get to envisioning a future version of ourselves, the greatest, highest version of ourselves, we can always see something that they on that we not on. We can always see something that they doing that we not doing. And if you can't envision higher, dream higher, what's that higher version of yourself talking about that you're not talking about? What are they believing that you're not believing? Or what's the reverse? What is it that they don't believe that you believe? What is it that they don't do that you do? What habits, what vices do you participate in that they don't? Let's align ourselves with it. Be honest with yourself. You can't be real with yourself. If you can't see yourself, if you can't be in your mirror, if you can't see yourself, you can't see the light. You can't see the truth. If you can't see self, you can't see God, because God is within you. So what I want you to do is get out of your humanity and get into your divinity. Pick one thing for the next 7 days that you need to do. Not only do I want you to drop it in the chat, I want you to commit to walking that out, walking that down for the next 7 days. And if you come back, because I'm going to be here every morning. I'm going to be here every morning. I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, almost every morning, 3:30 at the absolute latest. By 4 o'clock my time, 7 o'clock your time if you're on Eastern, I'm streaming. Maybe 7:15. But at the latest, I'm intending on getting here at 7 o'clock in the morning, broadcast at 7 o'clock in the morning, but it might be a little bit later than that, just a few minutes later than that. And I'm going to check in with you. If you keep pulling up, I'm going to keep checking in with you. Because a lot of times, all we need is accountability. All we need is somebody to be like, yeah, I see what you're doing. I believe in what you're doing. Keep going. Matter of fact, if this 30 or if this 7-day idea sounds like a great idea for you to pick the things that you need to do and get to doing them, join the 30-day Manifest Bootcamp, because we're taking it to another level. We're taking it to a whole nother level. If there's a vice that you have, let's be clear. Let's understand something. You have an idea. You have a belief system. You have a belief system that's rooting you, that's connecting you to that vice. You believe either that vice is offering you something that you believe you're lacking, and I don't have to know you to know this, is one of these two things. You believe that vice is offering you something you believe you are lacking, or you believe it's taking something away from you that you feel you have and that you don't want. You are putting faith in this exterior thing, whatever that vice is, that is either offering you something that you believe you don't have, or it's taking away something from you that you believe you don't have the power to remove from yourself. Either way, you are giving away your power, the power that you have to remedy that, whatever that is, the power that you have to step in and take control of your internal environment. You're giving the power away to that. And that is power that you need to go through your day. That is power that you need to prove to yourself that you're greater than that. That belief that you have in that thing, what if you put that belief in yourself? You believe in self, you're going to change a lot of things that you do. Your belief in self will change a lot of things that you do. That's why I know it's important that we change your belief system. And that's what we're doing. The first 7 days of the 30-day Manifest Bootcamp, we are unlearning. Man, we are identifying things that are holding you back and slowing you down and weighing you down. And we are unlearning what connects you to them. The belief system that you have that paired you with that thing. The trauma that you endured that taught you that. These things that aren't yours. Anything that you're dealing with, anything that you're thinking, anything that you hear yourself saying, anything that you're doing that's not in alignment with creating a greater version of yourself, that's not you. That's what your environment gave you. That's what your pain taught you. And after wearing that mask that it told you to put on for so long, you believed that was you. That wasn't you. That's never been you. Doubting yourself. That was something that was in your environment that taught you that. But it's time to tighten up. It's time to level up. And in this 30-day Manifest Bootcamp, we're going to unlearn and release those destructive beliefs. We're going to rewire your thoughts to align with your success, and we're going to rebuild your habits to match your goals. And you're going to leave with the mindset, the tools, and the energy alignment of a high level creator, someone who is deliberately creating their reality. There's 3 levels. There's 3 levels, 3 tiers to this boot camp. So we got 30 days, 3 tiers, 1 lifetime of transformation that's coming your way. So get in where you fit in. There's different tiers, different levels of access. Get the one that's right for you, the one that offers you what you're looking for, whether you want to do the big community boot camp, the small group coaching boot camp, or the one-on-one coaching boot camp. It's up to you. 3 tiers, 3 levels of access. You make sure that you don't miss it. We start September the 1st. You got less than 15 days to be in the building, and I guarantee you before September the 1st is going to max out, is going to sell out. Because to make sure that I can give everyone, well, I know for sure the VIP and the premium tier will VIP for sure is going to sell out because there's less than 10 spaces available for that. If you want to have access to me for all those 30 days, if you want to have a one-on-one coaching session with me, in addition to all the other stuff, there's less than 10 slots available for that. So I know that's going to sell out. The premium, which is a small group classes in addition to everything else, that's probably going to sell out. You know what I mean? So definitely get in where you fit in. You missed the early bird specials. If you didn't already take advantage of, shout out to everyone who did take advantage of that early bird. Thank you for not procrastinating. You know what I mean? Y'all got to know this about me. I always reward anti-hesitation because that's what the universe do. That's what God do. I always reward you pairing your faith to something and moving on it immediately. So if you did that, you paid a lot less to get into it. You know what I mean? So for everyone else, it's available right now at brianhyppolite.com. 30-day Manifest Bootcamp. Listen, don't suffer the cost of staying the same. That's the highest price to pay. And that's the one, that's the debt that most people regret the most, is that they stayed the same. Because you know what's going to happen? The opportunities that you want are going to come around, and you aren't going to be prepared for them because you were supposed to be upgrading yourself. And instead of upgrading yourself, you stay stuck in the rut. You stay stuck in the cycle. You stay stuck in things that weren't going to make you greater. And so you didn't get greater. So when what you was looking for came around, it wasn't looking at you. You didn't fit the description of what you were looking for is looking for. Whether it's your opportunity, whether it's a partner, whether it's money, whether it's whatever it is, you got to be looking like what you're looking for is looking for. You got to be in vibrational alignment with the thing that you desire. So let's be intentional and use all of September, all 30 days of September, to fine tune you, your life, and the way that you're living it, so that it aligns with the life that you want to have, with the legacy that you desire. That's what I mean. I'm telling you, that's the game plan. That's the game plan. Let's get to it. I want you to envision, again, if you're not operating a motor vehicle, if you're not tending to a small child at this moment, if you can't, close your eyes just for a moment. I promise. I ain't going to tickle you or nothing. Just close your eyes for a second. See yourself moving through your day with calm, with power. Conversations go smoother. Opportunities find you. When you're calm, when you're walking in your alignment, even your challenges bend to your level of clarity. Go through the day keeping that in your mind. And tonight, when you look back, see yourself proud because you honored your morning routine. See yourself proud because you honored your morning choices. Listen, your future isn't a mystery, it's a reflection of your morning choices. Write that down. Somebody need to write that down. Your future is not a mystery, it's a reflection of your morning choices. That's a good one, ain't it? That's a good one. It's time for you to be real with yourself. Let me talk to my family on Twitch, everyone that's in the Manifest Nation community. I want you to type your one thing goals. Barry Fang 13, Jangling 5685, Jane Jr., FLA Boy 813. What's up? Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. I want you, and then especially all my people on IG, everyone on YouTube. What's that one thing that you need to do? What's that one thing goal that over the next 7 days, if you do it or if you don't, whatever the case may be, is going to align you with that greater version of yourself? Drop it in the chat. Let's proclaim it. Let's be honest. Let's be real. Let's have some accountability. Some of y'all won't put it in the chat because you scared to admit it. Listen, I'm not about to judge you, and nor are any of these other strangers that's in here. So what is it? Be honest. Call it out. If you can't call yourself to the mat, who can do it without you being resentful? Who can do it without you being resentful that they're waking you up because you're trying to stay asleep? Now, I want to encourage you. If you're here today, come back tomorrow by 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, or whatever time that is, for you where you're at. 4:30 if you over here on Pacific Standard Time like me. Check back in so we could talk about it. So you have some level of accountability, and I promise you, I'm going to have more encouragement for you. Now, listen, the link to join the boot camp is at brianhyppolite.com, is in the link in my bio. If you're watching on social media, you can type boot camp below any of my posts, and you'll get the link to the boot camp, to access to the boot camp sent to you. All right? Don't miss this opportunity. Anti-hesitation is the way. If you're going to win your morning, you can win your day. You can carry that victory into the rest of the day. Winning your morning means winning your day, which means winning your week, which means winning your... Come on, you see where I'm going with this? Welcome to Manifest Nation. You're not just starting your day, you're starting your legacy. So walk into today like it's already yours. Protect your energy. Keep your words to yourself. Respect your boundaries. We like to think about boundaries like the things that's going to keep other people out. And that's not what boundaries are for. Let's be real. Let's be grown-ups about this. Let's be divine about this. Our boundaries are to keep us in our divine, or keep us in our divinity. Our boundaries are meant to keep us in place, not to keep others out, but to keep us in the space that we need to be so that we're the greatest version of ourselves, so that we're creating opportunities to rise to higher heights. That is what our boundaries are for, not to keep people over there so that they respect my space. No, you respect your space. People don't be respecting your space because you don't respect your space. The culture of your life is a lack of respect for your space. So you're not only going to attract, but you're going to tolerate people who don't respect your space, because those are the people who are like you. Some of y'all be talking like you want to get into my mentorship program, and I don't know if you can handle it. I don't know if you can handle someone being real with you, someone being honest with you, because you lie to yourself a lot, and you keep a lot of people around you who lie to you, even if it's just them not telling you the truth. Someone lied to you. Someone flat out lied to you, and you know what? You shouldn't be mad at them because you lied to you too. Don't be mad, don't be mad at me for lying to you with you. That's what I thought we was doing. I thought this was the lying party. I thought we fabricate here. I thought we stretched the truth. I be watching what you do, and that seems like what you do. So that's what I thought you like. Can't be mad at me. That's what you do. I thought I was playing your game. The universe be the same way. You be on some bullshit, the universe is gonna send you some bullshit. It don't matter how much you praying and petitioning the gates of heaven for prosperity, for greatness, for expansion. You on some bullshit, mentally, emotionally, vibrationally, belief system wise, that's what you get. And that's why we got to reshape all that. I don't know if you're ready for this mentorship program. I don't know if you're ready for a mentorship program with me. Because you used to being lied to. And it almost seems like you rather enjoy it. What's going on, Marcus? Marcus in the mentorship program. Marcus could tell you. Marcus will tell you right now. It ain't for the weak. It ain't for the weak. It's for the people who are posturing themselves for greatness. Evolution is not comfortable, but it's necessary for those who are meant to reach their goal, who are meant to become a greater version of themselves. It's absolutely necessary. This brother will tell you. This brother will tell you right now. If you're not ready to grow, don't sign up for Manifest Mentorship. If you're not ready to be called out on the things that you're doing, that stop. Because listen, if you tell me I want to go from A to B, and because we started a mentorship, whether it's the mentorship program or my Manifest Mastery program, we started by identifying where you're at and where you want to go. Now, once we identify where we're at and where you want to go, I'm going to give you the straightest line there. I'm going to give you the way to get there with the least turns. You know how your GPS got that function where you can be like, you can take this route, it has the least amount of turns. I'm gonna give you the one with the least amount of turns. I'm gonna give you the one that offers you the right momentum. We grew up believing that the quickest way, the shortest distance between 2 points was a straight line. Physics has let us know that the only thing that moves faster than a straight line, it could be a curve, but if you got momentum, you're going to get there faster. So I'm creating momentum for you. And if you follow through, you're going to get where you're going to go. Now, the thing is, when I see you getting off track, or when we have conversations and it's clear that you're taking turns that's not on route, I'm going to let you know that. You know how your GPS just says rerouting to destination. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm that person in the back seat saying, where are you going? This is I'm that person in the back seat that got warrants. Like, we just can't be late and we just can't be wandering around. I'm that person that's really concerned because you're not on track. We said where we were going, and I know how to get there. I'm not trying to be a backseat driver, but I'm definitely going to make you aware. You're not making the right choices right now. That's going to get you where you told me you want to go. And if you're not ready for that level of accountability, do not sign up for Manifest Mentorship. It's not going to be a fun ride for you. But whether it's fun or not, if you stick through it, you're going to get where you want to go. And you're going to be the version of yourself that you've seen in your dreams. And that's what I love. That's what I love, seeing you reach the mountaintop. Because when you came to me, that mountain was in your way. When you came to me, you didn't even know how you was going to handle it. You were like, do I climb it? Do I walk around it? Like, how am I getting to the other side of this mountain? You ain't even know what to do with it. But now here you are at the mountaintop. And it's time for you to do what I do. Every time I reach a mountaintop, I look below. I look down to the people in the valleys and let them know how I got up here. To the people who are still in those situations that I came from, that I elevated from, I let them know how I got up here. So you could get up here too. Some of these mountains are yours to move for yourself, and others are yours to move so that others will know that mountains can be moved. Some of these mountains are yours to climb because you need to climb them. And some of them are yours because there are people watching you who need to know how to climb mountains. Either way, I invite you to rise to the occasion. If you're new here, again, welcome to Manifest Nation. My name is Brian Hyppolite. I'm a Manifest mentor, 10-time author, recording artist, homeschool dad, and divine individual who shows up so the God in me can speak to the God in you. Great day. Greater shall you be, greater shall you do, and greater shall you have. I want you to walk in today as if it's already yours. As if you're already manifesting what it is that you desire, because you are. Rondell, what's going on? That's another one of my mentees in the building. I'm trying to tell you, this is for the strong. These are for those who are serious. For those who need to warm up, jump in that 30-day Manifest Bootcamp, though, because I'm going to get you right. I'm going to get you right. In 30 days, you're going to leave there a different version of yourself with new habits. And I imagine where you're going to be in 60 days with additional momentum. Because, it's just like the first 30 days at the job, right? You're learning the habits, you're learning the systems, you're learning the coworkers, you're learning how all this go. And you're getting used to it. After that 31 to 60 mark, you got a flow going. You know what to expect. You know how to rebound from the things that you don't expect. You know how to respond to the things that you don't like. And you got a momentum going. Imagine who you're going to be in 60 days after applying the right formula all this time. And I mean, keep in mind that for 30 of them, you're going to have me in your corner. Listen, I add value everywhere I go. You add me to any area of your life, it's going to be greater. Things are going to be growing that wasn't growing before. Your edges are going to start coming back. That bald spot going to get better. Listen, everywhere I go, just growth happens. Your relationships going to grow. The ones that should grow and the ones that shouldn't, I promise you, they're going to exit. They're going to exit stage left. We're in a season where the trash is taking itself out, people. So bring me into your life if you want to. Set the tone, man. This isn't motivation. This is dismantling. This is the day that the old you dies. And you walk out of here with a blueprint for the next version of yourself. Most people aren't afraid of failure. They're afraid of being seen without their masks. Lessons. Rondell said, Brian's mentorship was the best investment I have ever made for myself. 100 out of 10. Word. Thank you. I love you to life. You already know it, though. I want to hear your experience, Rondell. I'm quite sure you are extremely busy and probably dealing with your clients, with your amazing business. Shout out to your booth. Shout out to that booth that you got at Invest Fest. Any of y'all that's going to be in Atlanta next week for Invest Fest, make sure that you stop by the Lux Wellness and booth for cryotherapy, for all your esthetician's needs. I believe I said that right. Stop by and see Rondell and her amazing staff. They're located in New York, but they will definitely be in Atlanta with a booth at Invest Fest. So make sure that y'all pull up and get some of that greatness, get some of that wellness, man. It's been impactful on my life. I seen 19 Keys recently pulled up to her shop and got some got some treatments and was just bragging and boasting on it. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely an experience that you need to have. So one of these days when Rondell's not busy, we're gonna do a live. I'm gonna get her on here so that we can talk to her and hear about her transformation experience in the mentorship program. I think that's gonna be a great conversation. Not for my ego. but for you to see through someone else's lens what it's like, what they've experienced. And one of these days we'll get Marcus on here as well. One of these mornings when they're not too busy, we're gonna get Marcus on here and some of my other mentees so that you can talk to them. You can ask them what it's like, and they can tell you about this experience way better than I can. That's what it was about. I know that I scheduled this for a 8-month time period. The mentorship program, it normally goes for an 8-month time period. And Rondell, you got time to go live right now? Let me know. I scheduled it for an 8-month time period. But there's a lot of people who 6 months in, the things that they identified were an issue when they came to me were no longer an issue. The things that they said they were struggling with, they were no longer struggling with. And to me as a mentor, that's getting you to the other side of that mountain that I was just talking about. And for some people, it didn't take 8 months. It took 5, it took 6, depending on how much they were willing to align, how much they was fighting the process, or if they were taking the information. And I guess so these individuals that I'm talking about right now, like Marcus and Rondell, listen, they took the information that I gave them, they ain't questioned, they moved with it. They had a question, they got an answer, and they moved with it. And then the next time I talk to them, they're telling me about the results that they got from moving forward with the information that I gave them. And now we're moving on to the next thing. If you could take this instruction and this formula that's going to move you in the right direction, we're going to identify what's standing in your way and move that out your way, separate you from it. We can identify the mindsets that you are holding on to that are creating a lack and limitation in your life and move you away from those. Reinstall proper mindsets that allow you to grow. It's time to do it. You could do it on your own, but like everything else, it's always easier when you got a coach and you got somebody that has gone through it. But that's why, again, the 30-day Manifest Bootcamp. That's an easy entrance, a much easier thing for you to go to get in that vibe. Drop one word in the chat that describes the version of you that you're letting go of today. Drop one word in the chat that describes the version of you that you are letting go of today. Because somebody is in a space where they are ready to let go. They are ready to move forward. They are ready to be released. They are ready to be released from the prison that they call home. Fairy Fang 13 on YouTube. Thank you so much. Say your music and 19 keys are both big part of my growth and recovery. 3 years, man. I'll be in touch. Be in touch. Let's lock in. Let's elevate. I love that for both of us, because that's confirmation that I'm doing what I need to be doing and that I'm in divine alignment where I need to be and that I'm creating what I need to create. And I love that for you, because that means you're creating space and opportunity for you to grow. You're surrounding yourself with the influences that will allow you to be greater. Let's take it to the next level. I would love to work with anyone who's ready to be a greater version of themselves. I love to work with those who are ready to leave the prison that they call home. Comfort zones are built out of fear and disguised as your personality. There's different things that you do right now operating from places of fear, from places of indecision. Let me break this down. Fear starts with indecision for most people. Sometimes it starts with doubt, or distrust. It depends on where the situation starts and what we're fearing. But for most of us, in most situations, it starts with a level of indecision. And we're talking about the things that we fear from what we are doing, not what the exterior, not what the world is doing. There's a level of indecision. You need to do something, but you haven't decided to do it. So there's a level of indecision. And that indecision, when given enough time, grows into doubt. That indecision grows into doubt. Now, when you have doubt and indecision at the same time, they're going to crystallize and form fear. Doubt and indecision together form fear. And fear, long enough, gets disguised as your personality, as the mask that you wear, that you don't know is a mask anymore. You believe this is you. You believe this is who you are and how you are. You have justified reasons for this. This is not true, though. I could tell you about a time where comfort was costing clarity. I could tell you about times where comfort was costing expansion and evolution. It was costing me that. Being comfortable in a space, being comfortable with what I had. There's way too many of us who miss out on what we're meant to have because we settle for what's available to us, because we stay with what we've always known. And that comfort is costing you way too much. Your evolution, your destiny. And it's creating a prison. The crazy thing about this prison is that the doors be open all the time. This is not a supervised situation where it's 23-hour lockdown. The doors to this prison be open all the time, but because you're so comfortable in it, you don't walk out. And that's crazy. That's absolutely insane that the door to freedom is there, but you don't move through it. I tell this story in my first book, Manifesting You, 111 Keys to Unlocking Your Divinity. Let's clap it up for that one, because Manifesting You, 111 Keys to Unlocking Your Divinity. I start by telling this story about one time when I was in Haiti, in my homeland. Shout out to my people. Shout out to my home. Shout out to the home team. I was in Haiti and I was riding around on this dirt bike, and I seen this goat that had a noose around its neck. And the noose was wider than the entryway of this gate. This goat was in a yard. And the goat wanted to get out the yard. It was standing at the entryway to get out of the yard. But it had a noose on its neck. And the noose is much bigger than the entryway of the gate. So that goat couldn't go through. That bondage was keeping it in the space and keeping it away from freedom. Many of us have these contraptions of bondage and of lack and limitation tied to our lives that stop us from entering the open space of freedom. So there's things that we need to do different so that we can release those. What have you been calling, "That's just how I am," when it's actually a defense mechanism? Think about that. I'm gonna give you a minute to ponder on it. What have you been calling and disguising as "that's just how I am," when it's really a defense mechanism or coping mechanism? You being scared to walk in your fullness, you being scared to shine your light. Stop dimming your light. Fix your posture. Lift up your head. Push back your shoulders. And move like you already know who you are. And keep that close to you. Keep the truth of who you are close to you. Because what you keep close becomes familiar. So let me ask you another question. What are you keeping close to you because it's familiar? Even though it's killing you, even though it's counterproductive, even though it's working against you. What are you keeping close to you, even though it's counterproductive and destructive, killing your dreams and killing your vision? What do you keep close to you? Some people are committed to their cage. Some people are so committed to their cage, they decorate it. They decorate it with distractions. Don't be one of those people. If you are, let's get you some help. Let's get you some mindset resets. Let's get you some unlearning and relearning. Let's get some unwiring and rewiring. Let's get some destroying and rebuilding so that you could be the version of yourself that is adding to your life and your legacy, not subtracting from it. It's a great day to become an asset instead of living this liability life that you're so used to. And I know you hear it. I know you hear it because the old you is the loudest when the new you was about to be born. You hear me? The old you is the loudest when the new you is about to be born. And so that's why there's parts of you right now that are screaming for attention. There are parts of you right now that are saying, don't let me go. Fuck what Brian talking about. Hold on to me. Remember the good times that we had. Remember, I'm the one that always be there for you. There's some part of you that don't want to die right now, but it knows it's on its way out. It's a season. It's a time of evolution. We just made it through the Lionsgate portal where it's all about expansion. Your energy, your vibration is being called to a higher place because your life has a higher purpose. So listen to that part of you that's screaming for attention right now. That's the one that don't want to die. You know, it happens like this. There's a neurological sensation that takes place. For instance, if you stop smoking, and I seen in the chats on various platforms that someone said the thing that they needed to stop doing was smoking. So this is a wonderful example. Someone told me this, and then I experienced it on my own when I stopped smoking cigarettes many years ago. Like, there is a wiring that has happened in your brain after all these years of having this habit that connects your habit to certain beliefs, certain sensations, certain default reactions. When I feel like this, I'm going to do this. I'm going to smoke. After I eat a meal, I'm going to smoke. When I first wake up, I'm going to smoke. Like, there's certain habits and patterns that are wired in your brain that when this happens, we're going to smoke. What takes place after it varies, but from between 75 to 100 days after not smoking, that wire, which is a neurological wire in your brain that's not been being fed, starts to die off. It's starting to die off. This habit has been broken. This pathway, this neurological pathway has not been active. It's dried up and it's starting to die off. Right before it does that, though, it sends you the strongest signal that it can. And you're going to receive a rush. And sometimes it happens while you're sleeping in your dreams. And sometimes it happens while you're awake, that you just have this rush of memory of all of the reasons why you smoked. This rush of memory of the time when you were stressed and it calmed you down, or it gave you the illusion of calming yourself down. It's going to give you, it's like it plays a replay reel of all the reasons why you was doing it, and it's trying to get you to recommit to this pattern, This is something that happens in your head. Not just, and I'm using smoking as the example, but this happens with all of the patterns. It happens with all of the patterns. You have the ability to rewire your brain for your success. And it's the old you that's not ready to die, that is always going to be looking for a way to get your attention. So pay attention, because when you hear him screaming like that, and when you hear him looking for attention, that's your confirmation that that's a version of you that don't need to be here. That's your confirmation. That's the version of you that's not adding value to your life and is trying to stay around for free. Get rid of these freeloading habits. Get rid of these freeloading beliefs. They're just there. They're parasites. They're pulling from you. Many of you have an addiction to attachments and don't know how to handle connections. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? You have an addiction to attachments, but don't know how to deal with and how to handle, how to nurture and nourish connections. You know the difference between attachment and a connection? Drop it in the chat. Somebody let me know if you know. If you know, drop it in the chat. What is the difference between an attachment and a connection? Because if you understand the difference, you're going to be treating them differently. And I want you to know this. I want you to know this because it's going to be extremely important in the deconstruction period of your life where you're removing things that shouldn't be there. What's the difference between an attachment and a connection? I'll tell you. I'm glad you asked. An attachment is something. Well, I mean, we got plenty of examples in our real lives around us that show us the difference. But I'll give you an example. An attachment is like what you connect to your phone. You attach headphones to a phone. I'll give you a better one. You attach your phone charger to the wall. That phone charger is receiving from the wall. It's not giving the wall anything. It's taking from the wall. It's not offering the wall anything. That's an attachment. You put earphones on your phone, earplugs on your phone, headphones on your phone. It's an attachment. It's receiving from your phone. It's not offering your phone anything. That's an attachment. You have attachments in your life. Things that are connected to you that are receiving from you but aren't offering you anything. Some of you have called your attachments your best friends. Some of you have made attachments streams of income. Some of you have decided to make babies with attachments. It's some wild shit going on out there. Be careful, be safe, stay dangerous. But you got to identify the difference between these attachments and these connections. Attachments are taken from you, not given to you. Connections is mutual energy exchange taking place. It's given on this side, it's given on this side, it's receiving on this side, it's receiving on this side. And normally this process of mutual giving, receiving is adding value to both sides. That's a connection. It's time to grow the connections and release the attachments. You can't heal what you refuse to unhide. You can't heal what you refuse to dissect. Let's take it there. It's one thing if you allow yourself to see it, but if you're not going to open it up and break into it, you can't deconstruct it. You know, I have a home renovation company, and in the first part of adding addition to someone's house or creating, a lot of times is removing what's already there. There's a demolition process, a deconstruction process that often has to take place before we get anywhere near building, anywhere near construction. Hey, it's an honor to inspire you. It's an honor to inspire you. And I pray that you take that inspiration and pass it on and do something to inspire others. You can't heal what you refuse to look at and dissect. That's why I tell you, you got to look in your mirror, because you can't heal yourself if you refuse to look in yourself. It's time to break down the anatomy of your self-sabotage. It really is. Tori, don't let this be the last time. Let's be intentional to stay connected. Whether you're getting into the boot camp, getting into mentorship, let's continue to exchange this high vibration so you can continue to grow from it. Let's break down the anatomy of your self-sabotage. Being triggered by your fears, by your insecurities, the way that you retreat to familiar behaviors, the way that you enforce your old identity instead of gravitating towards the new one. It's the way that you repeat the lie until it feels like truth. That's what's sabotaging you. That's what's stopping you from being able to be a deliberate creator of your reality. And what's happening is that you're creating a reality that you don't desire. You're still creating it though. So you got to learn how to be a manifester, a deliberate manifester, because you're manifesting all the time. Y'all like to think you're just manifesting when you called it out and like, I'm going to do this, and then you do it. You're manifesting all the time. Your life is a reflection of your beliefs and your disciplines. You're manifesting all the time. The lack and limitation that's in your life is connected to in a belief system that you have, thought processing that you have, habits that you have. And you've done it long enough, and you've done it so much that you don't even realize you're wearing a false mask of yourself, because this isn't truly who you are. It's who you've been programmed to be. And it's time to reprogram. It's time to reprogram, because a lot of this programming ain't even yours. A lot of it came from your family. It came from your bloodline. It came from the environments that you came from. And that's where this book come in. This is where this book come in. If you join, when you join the Manifest Mentorship, you get this paperback book. When you join the 30-day Manifest Bootcamp, you're going to get the ebook of this. Unless you join the VIP, you also get the paperback version, an autographed paperback version at that. You know, but you can also go to brianhyppolite.com and get it. You don't have to join everything. But I will tell you this: if you really want to be a big blessing in your life, all you gotta do is be one of the first 111 subscribers to the Manifest Nation Twitch channel, because the first 111 subscribers, you're founding members of the channel. And for that, I got a lot of great things for you. One of them is it's a packet of ebooks, and those are 8 of my ebooks. You're gonna get 8 of them. This one is included in that pack. 8 ebooks, 1 digital workbook, the Manifesting You workbook. That's going to show you how to break generational curses on your life and begin to become the version of yourself that will create the generational wealth for your bloodline. It's going to show you 111 ways to get out of your humanity and walk in your divinity. You're also going to get my guided meditations, affirmations. You're also going to get access to the private Manifest Nation Discord, so we can build. You know, that's our online community. We can talk in it. We can text in it. We empower ourselves. If you like the things that you see from me on social media, you're going to love the things that are active and going on in the Manifest Nation community. So go ahead and all you got to do is subscribe. There's no other situation where you can get 8 of my ebooks in a digital workbook for $7.99. That's normally what one of these ebooks costs. So for $7.99, you become a subscriber to this channel. And every month you're going to get a lot of dope things. But we're starting off with 8 ebooks, 1 digital workbook, affirmations, guided meditations, a private Q&A for just founders only each and every month, and several other founder only live events that you're going to get access to. So if you're watching this from anywhere else other than Twitch, make sure you click the link in my bio, or go to brianhyppolite.com and click the link there, or just go to Twitch and search me up. Look for Brian Hyppolite or Manifest Nation. We're going to be right there. Like, follow, subscribe, so you can be one of the first 111 founders of this channel and get all this great stuff. I'm about to get out of here in a little bit, man. I'm about to get out of here. I'm about to go wake up my children so we can start our day. You know, I'm a homeschool father, and it's a privilege and an honor to be able to instill greatness into my children. You think I love pouring into you, man? I love pouring into my children. I love designing them to be phenomenal beings, and I'm about to go wake them up, have breakfast, and get to our homeschooling day. But I'm gonna check in with y'all a little bit later tonight. But between now and then, I want you to remember a handful of things. I want you to know that boot camp, the 30-day Manifest Bootcamp, is the safe demolition site for rebuilding your life. We're talking about 30 days of reprogramming, 30 days of daily direction and accountability so you can't hide, 30 days of step-by-step process to strip old habits and build new ones. Just think 5 to 30 days of following the right formula. Just think of where you're going to be of 30 days of momentum going in the right direction. 30 days of me and you to help you get through it and to help you do what you need to do. Like I said, there's 3 tiers, 3 different levels of intimacy, 3 different levels of connection. How deep you want to go, how much you want. You want to do the groups, the community boot camp? You want to do the small group boot camp, or you want to do a personalized one-on-one experience? A month is enough to change your entire rhythm, your entire algorithm, if you commit to it, like it's life or death. If you commit to it. The problem that we're dealing with now is that you refuse to commit. You don't stay committed. I remember I was learning to ski. A few years ago, and one of my partners was teaching me how to ski. Hyppolite, what's going on, bro? Another mentee in the building. We gotta talk. We gotta chop it up, man. Let me know if you got a minute so we can have a conversation here on live. I know there's some people who would love to hear a testimony of someone in a mentorship program. Hey, I'm here every morning between 7 and 7:30. I'm starting the live, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to be committed to it because I want to inspire you to be committed to your growth. Commitment is a thing that we're scared of. So yeah, I remember skiing. And as I'm learning how to ski, this is like my 2nd day. So this is the first time that I'm going down like a slope, a real slope. And I don't know if you ski before, but one thing that's for sure is skis are made to slide. Skis are made to slide. You don't got to do nothing but give it a little bit of weight. That ski is going to slide. It don't even need weight on it. I'll take that back. All it needs is a little bit of a slope. Skis are made to slide. So we going down this slope with a little bit of angle. It's kind of uncomfortable for me because I've never done this before. And so my partner is skiing to the side of me, a little bit behind me, but to the side of me, and he's watching my movements. And he's calling out every time I would ski forward with one leg, he's saying, commit. Commit, which each slide, he's saying, commit. And what he was telling me is commit to the action that you know you need to take. Because if you don't, in this scenario, in this terrain, if you don't commit, you're going to bust your ass. If you don't commit, you're going to fall, or you commit, you're going to go sliding somewhere you don't want to be. You must commit. And he's telling me this because he knows that I can do it. He knows that I can do it because I've done it on a mountain that didn't have this slope. I've done it in an easier scenario. But this one, the environment is a little stressful. The environment makes me feel a little shaken. The environment makes me question my ability to do it. So he's saying commit, commit, commit. He's reminding me one step after the other. Stay committed. Stay committed. Most of us have a problem staying committed to ourselves, let alone your commitments to others. Some of you are more committed to others than you are to yourself, but that's a whole nother conversation. Some of you need to start being there for you like you be there for people who don't be there for you. Some of you need to stop being a go-to to people that you can't go to. You need to stop sharing your body with people that you can't even call in the middle of the night when you get a flat tire. You need to be committed to yourself. You need to be committed to your growth. And stop starting and not finishing. That commitment going to change it all. Let's start with a 30-day commitment.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, brother? How you doing? What you been up to, man? Introduce yourself to the people, bro.
Introduce yourself. My name is Malik.
Good. How long have you been in the Manifest mentorship? Okay. Yeah. And we've been getting it in, man. I remember your intake interview. I was in Mexico. The music videos for painting and for vibe check. When I remember, bro, sitting down and having that interview with you and just knowing, yeah, this brother's in alignment with what I'm on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, I know I've been talking about the mentorship program. I've seen people in the comments that have said that they would love to hear, some testimonies from people who have been in it. So what could you tell us about your experience?
Everything that you've told me, that you've said to me, is just made me been able to progress in my life, in business, in spirituality, and just become a better person and live a better life.
Yeah. Word.
Absolutely.
Word.
Yeah.
I seen you made a video one time and you were saying that like you knew the direction that you was going in already. But then we have a conversation and it was like you were taking the stairs and I told you, no, we could take the elevator.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was so happy when I heard you say that, bro, because that's really what it be about. It's like, yo, we can change the timeline and we can maximize the time that we have by going about it another way. And we can shrink time. We can collapse time. That's really what this program is about, is collapsing time, getting you in alignment and collapsing time. Could you give me an example of something that allowed you to collapse time and get where you was trying to go, accomplish what you wanted to accomplish, faster than what was happening for you before?
Yeah, okay, so first of all, I don't think I'd be in Thailand right now this minute if it weren't for you for not the last conversation, but like the last couple of sessions we had, and you just saying about like just my dream, like I could just bring it to fruition now, and like you asked me the questions, and like now we know the right questions. Like you say it in your song, Greater Existence. Mm-hmm. Now we know that like the right direction of where to go. All you got to do is take the steps
right
in alignment. So literally that was it, bro.
Right.
Literally, I just had to take the right steps, and we're here now. I'm gonna take some more steps and carry on to progress.
Yeah. So what are you doing in Thailand right now?
I'm doing in Thailand right now. I'm focusing on few different business like products and services and my creative endeavors. So I got a lot of things I'm trying to bring to fruition at the minute.
Yeah. My brother is releasing a book. That's another component to this program, to this mentorship, is that I'm going to walk you through the process of becoming an author. And so brother is writing a book, writing multiple books right now, writing 3 books right now. You know what I mean? So when he's saying he's in Thailand right now, it's because this is giving him the ability, the separation from whatever is back home in the UK, and giving him the ability to just focus and turn his back obviously on some things back there, so that he could just focus and channel in. And that's really what it's all about. You know, that level of focus to take you to the next level. But most of us don't stay focused long enough. Most of us don't have the ability to go a minute without losing focus, without getting distracted. You know what I mean? A lot of us have grown up to be adults that still do the same thing that we did as children, where we look for something to be distracted with after a few minutes. You know, so you being very intentional to move yourself to a space where you can focus so that you can accomplish your goals, it seems that's paying off for you. It definitely seems like something that's adding value to you. What would you tell someone who is thinking about getting a mentorship program but not sure if it's right for them? Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, it's the best.
Word. I don't know if there's something blocking the mic, because it seemed like we could hear you loud, a whole lot louder for a sec. There you go. You back in there.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the last thing you just said?
I said, besides owning my clothing company, getting a mentorship has been the best possible thing that I've ever done. Like spiritually, business wise, mentally, everything.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot better, man.
Man, that's real. That's real. And I appreciate you for saying that, because it's us investing in ourselves with the faith. Like, this is going to give me a shortcut. I see this person, they're doing what I want to do. They're living the way that I want to live. They're operating the way I want to operate. Let me get next to them so I can learn from them and see what they got, because it's shortcuts in that. It's shortcuts in it. You know what I mean? Alignment does a wonderful thing, brother. So thank you for aligning with me.
Thank you as well, brother. Thank you. I honor and cherish you as a person and this moment and this journey, man.
Yeah.
100%.
Word. We got another session coming up, don't we?
Yeah. I'm gonna book it for Friday or Sunday.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, well, Malik, thank you so much for your words. Thank you for the confirmation.
Thank you.
We're gonna link up soon, man. You keep being great. I'm looking forward to everything that you're producing. You know, check out my bro. He got a clothing line, and you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. So definitely show support. Definitely show some love. Give him a follow. Ask him some more questions. Slide in his DMs if you want to ask him some more questions about the mentorship program. And I'm pretty sure he don't mind giving you some game on that. All right.
Yeah.
Word.
Well, I love brother, right?
All right, brother.
Love.
Peace and prosperity. I'll talk to you soon.
Love,
yes, sir. And it'd be great. It'd be great tapping in with the mentees. It'd be really great. Shout out to my bro. Like I said, like you said, he been in the mentorship for almost 8-9 months. And there's a lot of people, and this is what I was saying earlier. I designed this program to last for 8 months. And then there's a lot of people that has gotten to that 8-month mark and said, let's just keep going, because This connection means something. This connection is bringing greatness to me. This connection is keeping me at a greater level of self. So I want to keep going, and we keep going. So, tap in. It's not for the weak, but it's for the chosen. So if that's who you are, let's link up. You can go to brianhyppolite.com and sign up, or you can send me a message on social media networks and I will send you a link so that we could do an intake interview and I could give you all the details about the program, and we take it from there and we see if it's a good fit for you. And I appreciate y'all. I appreciate all y'all love. I appreciate all y'all support. I appreciate you showing up today so that we could work on becoming a greater version of self. That's really what it's all about. And if you showed up today, show up tomorrow too. If you identified something today that's separating you from the greater version of yourself, go through your day paying attention to that. Go through your day making a different movement so that you can have a different result. Stop suffering from something that you have the power to change by making different decisions, whether it's different decisions with your mindset, different decisions with your actions, different decisions with your vibrational reality. This broadcast, we've talked about a lot of things and I've pulled a lot of things from you. We've torn down different things that maybe wasn't great for you. But what I want you to feel is the rebuilding. It's the rebuilding. It's feeling one brick after another, getting higher and getting higher. And each one of these are steps towards your divinity. Each one of these are steps in the right direction that's going to get you to your goals. Each one of these are things that make you feel good inside instead of making you feel bad. Each one of these are things that affirm your greatness instead of confirming your fears. It's a great day to be greater than you've ever been. I would love to do an interview with you if you want to get into the mentorship program. I would love to do to interview you so I could give you more information about it. And it's more so that I call it an interview or intake session. It's a mini mentorship session. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions and give you a bunch of powerful information that's going to help you. But we're also going to explain my mentorship program to you and see if it's a right fit for you. See if you're a right fit for it. Because I know this, I'm committing to you. I'm committing to seeing you through to the other side of whatever's standing in your way. Tori, this stream will be saved on Twitch. It's not going to be saved on IG. So you're going to have to come over to Twitch. You're going to have to come over to Twitch and follow the channel so that you can get this replay. It's going to be right over at Twitch, and you can click the link in my bio or go to brianhyppolite.com. There's a link there. Or you can go to twitch.com and look up Brian Hyppolite or Manifest Nation, and it's going to be here. But that's where you're going to see this at. But I would love to interview you and give you more information about my mentorship program. Because before I commit to being in your life for 8 months, I'm going to respect myself and see if you're somebody I feel like dealing with. I'm going to respect myself and respect my energy. And we going to see how I feel about your energy. Because one thing for sure, this is not something that like your money don't mean nothing to me. I'm righteously rewarded by God, by the ancestors, by the universe for the things that I do with my energy. I'm righteously rewarded and compensated for the things for the way that I show up in the world and what I offer it. They reward me. So there's no amount of money that you could pay me to get me to deal with you. That's what I'm trying to say. There's no amount of money that there's no check that you could sign that would get me to deal with you if if you're not in alignment, if I don't feel in alignment, I love me too much. I respect my energy too much, and I'm too blessed. You know, I got out of the last way that I had it set up 2-3 years ago. I had Manifest University, and I love Manifest University. Shout out to everyone, because many of y'all came to me through the mentorship through Manifest University and stuff like that. But what I realized after like the 3rd year of doing that, having a community of a few hundred people, and you know, and just doing these exclusive classes and sessions for this community, I realized there was a lot of people who were showing up because it felt good. There was a lot of people showing up because it was a good experience. And it seemed to be more people showing up for the experience than more people showing up for the evolution. And I began to feel like I was prostituting my gifts and prostituting my energy, because these people had paid for this thing. So I was obligated to show up and give it to them. But I know, I can tell, you're here because it feels good. You're here because I'm saying the things that make you feel good. It's the God in me speaking to the God in you. It should feel good. Everyone's in the comments saying this is what church is supposed to be. Absolutely. And that's what helped me realize this is just like a lot of y'all going to church. Y'all go for the moment. Y'all go for the feeling. Y'all don't go to be loyal to that thing. Y'all don't go to be committed to what you talking about on Sunday mornings. You going because it feel good to you. You go, or some of you just go because it's a familiar habit. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm not here to be something that, and I refuse to place myself in positions where I feel like my energy is being prostituted in that way. So before I jump into a commitment with you to be your mentor for the next 8 months, we're going to have a conversation or two, so I can check your vibe and check your energy and see if it's what I want to associate with myself, and if it's what I want to pour my energy to. I respect and value my energy and my time that much. It's too much of a demand for it at this point to just give it to anyone just because they want it, or just because they can pay, just because they can afford it. I don't care if you can afford it anymore. There used to be a time, you should have caught me in that period of time where I cared. If you could afford it, that was damn near the only prerequisite. I don't care about that no more. I will gladly give you your money back, even if we get started and I see this is a waste of my time. I'll gladly give you your money back. I don't need your money. I don't need your money. But you do need what I'm offering. And I say that humbly. We all need this. I need this. This is only happening because I needed it, and I wrote down all these things I'm telling you is things that I told myself first. All these things that I wrote in these books for you is things that I wrote down for myself first. And seen that it worked. Gave it to somebody close to me. Say, hey man, try this, try this, try this. I think that's going to help what you're going through. Seen that it worked. Man, this is for real. It don't just work for me. It's working for everyone around me. Then the guy within me said, put that in a book form and give it to the world. And in case you never heard the story about when I wrote the Manifest in You book, I know I said I was getting out of here, but I like talking to y'all. In case you haven't heard that story, I'm gonna break it down real quick and real simple for you, because this is the story that when they write the movie on my life, or they write the big book of the biography of my life, this is the story, because that book gonna look like a Bible. It's gonna have so much scripture, so many allegories, so many, such a great book of someone who was liberating the lives of people after they was able to liberate themselves. And they're gonna write this book about my life, and at some point they're gonna get to this part of the story, and this is the story. If we, and I don't mean to offend anyone or anyone's faith by comparing it to a Bible, but this is my Noah's Ark story. You heard the story of Noah's Ark? I got stories in my life that are parallel to so many biblical stories. This is my Noah's Ark story. My spirit told me, all that great stuff that you've been writing down and that you've been using, that's been working for you, And for those around you, you need to put that in a book, and you need to get that to the world. Now, at that moment in time, my mother was dying. At that moment in time, we were in the last season of my mother's life. My best friend was dying before my eyes from liver cancer. And I'm her caretaker. I'm a full-time father. I have at the time, a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. All right, I'm gonna get through this. I have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. My 3-year-old is on my shoulders. My 5-year-old is holding my hand. I have 3 businesses. I have a food truck, I have an event lounge, and I have my home renovation company. I'm living in my event lounge at this moment. And this is 2019. I'm living in my event lounge because it was down the street from my mother's apartment. And at that time, my mother's medication was like $1,200 a month. And to pay for the home health aides that had to be present when I had to go work, they were $20 an hour. My spirit's telling me, what you doing to go write a book? And I'm like, man, ain't no way in the world. Ain't no way in the world I got time to do that. You see what I'm going through? You see what I'm experiencing? I don't care about blessing the world right now, man. My world is falling apart. I'm telling you this story because someone needs to know that when your soul is speaking to you, it's outside of time. So you can't use the things that are happening right now in your time frame as a reason or as an excuse to not do what it is that you're meant to do. Because your spirit knows something that you don't know. And my spirit knew that. Again, we're in 2019. My spirit knew that I needed to write this book and I needed to release this book. And I ultimately listened to my spirit, and I wrote this book in November 2019. I released it in January, on my birthday, January 11th of 2019. I mean, of 2020. COVID happened the next month. And why that's significant is because, like I said, I have 3 businesses. I have a food truck, I had an event lounge, and I have a home renovation company. All 3 of those streams of income stopped immediately when COVID happened. Just like, all of our jobs, everything stopped. I still had to pay that $1,200 a month for my mom's medication, though. I still had to pay the $20 an hour for the home health aides to come. So financially, had I not listened to my spirit, I would have been bankrupt. I would have been unable to take care of myself and my family, but more importantly, my mother in her last months of life. Because what took place is I followed my spirit. I released this book in January. COVID happened in February. All the other money stopped, but intellectual property skyrocketed. While everyone was sitting down, everybody was at home, everyone started buying books. I created an online course. They bought the online course. I created a subscription service. They signed into the subscription service. And financially, I was still able to take care of my mom. I don't know. I don't believe I'd be all right now if I wasn't able to take care of my mom in her last days. I don't think I'd be all right if I wasn't able to see her off the way she wanted to be sent off.
I'm so grateful that I followed the compass in my soul, even though my environment did not give me what I needed. I found what I needed within myself to create what I needed to create. Because look at what it's done. It saved my life. This book saved my life. And it's changed so many others. You gotta follow the compass of your soul, wherever it's leading you to. Don't be afraid if it's taking you away from everything that's familiar to you and everything that's comfortable, because it's taking you towards your divinity. It's moving you. It's relocating you beyond those wounds, beyond those doubts, beyond the Let this be the moment. Let this be the moment. Subtle moment where you listen to that still and quiet voice within you and hear the God within you talking. Because it's not telling you something based off of some factor of time. It's speaking in terms of divine alignment. It's speaking in terms of divine alignment. So do it now. Divine alignment leads to divine opportunities. Divine alignment leads to divine connections. Divine alignment leads to divine blessings. So when your divine spirit is speaking to you, you gotta listen to it. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me walk through that. And I apologize. I don't apologize. I take that back. I don't apologize for getting emotional. I'm talking about my mama. I'm talking about that tropical depression that I experienced. And thank you for everyone that's been supporting the album, that's been going to brianhyppolite.com and picking your own price and supporting the album, the Tropical Depression album. This is where it came from. It came from childhood dreams coming true in the same season, at the same period of time, sometimes on the same days as the worst days of my life. Worst days of my life, man. My mom was in hospice. Her last few weeks, she was in hospice. And I was on a billboard in my city for the very first time in my life. I ain't never been on no billboard. But accomplished something that would had me on a billboard in my own city. I ain't see it because I'm in a hospice room with my mom, and I won't leave her side because she could leave at any moment. People are taking pictures of it. I'm seeing me on a billboard on social media. Greatest days, greatest moments of my life happening side by side with some of the most horrendous moments. And that's where that Tropical Depression album came from, because it was like days were so beautiful. Days were so beautiful. And then these storms would come. If you're from Florida, you're from a tropical environment, you know what I'm talking about. Like the skies was beautiful. There's no storm on the radar, but here come these clouds rolling in. And I went and so that album means so much to me because I was fighting for my life, y'all. I was showing up to interviews. I'm on camera. I'm doing this promo tours. I got all this stuff going on. Worst days of my life happening side by side. I remember losing it. And when I mean losing it, I mean emotionally losing my composure. And it was a day that I had to separate my mom's ashes so I could give them to family members, because we were about to go to Aruba and spread my mom's ashes. That was one of her final wishes. And that was a process for me. That was something that was difficult for me to do. And I remember losing my composure and having to call someone to help, like, calm me down, bring me back to where I need to be. A few minutes later, man, I get a DM on Instagram from India Irie. India Irie, of all people. I'm talking about, it's like, this is, I can give you so many examples of it being the worst day, worst moment, worst feelings ever. And then just a few moments later, like something I've been waiting for and wanting my whole life takes place. I can give you so many examples of it. And that's what created this Tropical Depression album, is getting through those rough moments and entering healing. Not cosplaying, being better, not pretending that you're okay, but cultivating healing within your life. Not just staying in the storm, but creating the shelter, the protection that allows you to get out of that storm. Thank you so much for supporting the album. Thank you so much for streaming it. Thank you so much for showing me so much love and support. I love y'all to life, and I wouldn't water you if I didn't want you to go. Before I get out of here, I want to read you a key from this powerful book. I want to read you a piece of a page from this, because there's a lot of you who identify as generational curse breakers in your family. You identify as people who are going to be a reason why certain things in your bloodline stop with you. And this is a book guide to how to do that. It's a guide to shattering generational curses and rewriting your story. And this is the thinnest book that I've ever written. This is the thinnest book that I've ever read, and it's only 57 pages. So I would love for you to give me a number between 3 and 55. You give me a number between 3 and 55, put it in the chat wherever you're at, and I'm going to read you a piece of the page from that number. And I'm only going to read you a piece because I know just a piece of it is going to be potent enough for you. I guess we're going with 33. 2 people said 33 immediately. I guess we're going with 33. Page 33 is the ending of chapter 5. Chapter 5 is a powerful chapter. Chapter 5 is all about struggle gospels. It's actually, to be honest with you, it's my favorite chapter out of this book, the struggle gospel, because many of us were handed struggle like a religion. We were handed struggle like a religion. And many of us are committed to this religion. We've been indoctrinated in this struggle life. We've been indoctrinated into this life that tell you that you must suffer. You must be meek. You must settle for scraps. And you've been faithful to that religion, and it's time for you to get out of it. So number 33, page 33 is the end of this chapter. And at the end of each chapter, there's an exercise. There's some questions that the book asks you to ask yourself. And then there's some things to do with the answers that you got after you ask yourself those questions. So this exercise on page 33 is called Rewriting the Worth Script. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Rewriting the Worth Script. Where in your life are you choosing struggle out of habit? 3 questions for you. And I don't know if we're going to get past these 3 questions because it might be just enough. Where in your life are you choosing struggle out of habit? Just think about that. If you're bold enough, put it in the chat. Where are you choosing struggle out of habit? What area of your life has you choosing struggle out of habit? Question number 2. What belief makes you feel guilty for resting or receiving with ease? What belief do you hold that makes you feel guilty for resting or receiving with ease? Listen, I'm in a rest season. I'm in an ease season. I've been going so hard all 40 years of my life. It seems like I never have a day off. Never had a day off because I'm always been on this mission. And I've always lived a purpose-driven life. And it always seemed like there was something else I needed to be doing. And then I also grew up in an environment that rewarded me based off of performance. And that's another thing that we grew up with. We live such a performance-based life. We deal with ourselves even on a performance basis. And I used to be the type that I would reward myself with rest after I exhausted myself. I would reward myself with peace after dealing with a bunch of chaos. I didn't give myself the ability to rest. And I never thought I could receive things with ease. I thought I had to bust my ass to get it. And I rewired that mindset. Let me be the first one to tell you, I rewired that mindset. And I'm in a season right now. Most days, I watch the sun come up laying in the hammock outside my house and looking at a mountain that I could see in the distance. That's why I'm here. That's why I moved to Phoenix, just to rest. I moved to Phoenix for the rest. I moved to Phoenix to get on a different timeline and get away from everything I was familiar with and to allow myself to rest and receive with ease instead of feeling like I always have to perform in order to get what's rightfully mine. Abundance is rightfully mine. These blessings are rightfully mine. But I had never before this season allowed myself to receive without forcing myself into labor. But I'm unlearning and I'm relearning. And I'm receiving in rest. I'm receiving in ease. Listen, and I have a lot of I have some streams of passive income in my life. I have cash registers, from brianhyppolite.com and different things that people do that compensate me. Some days I wake up with enough money that I made while I was sleeping that say, hey, go back to sleep, partner. You made your goal for the day already in your sleep. And I still get up and get to it like that didn't happen. No. Now we laying in that hammock. We sitting still. We praising God. We thanking the ancestors. And we're going to continue to align ourselves with the frequency of receiving. I keep removing things from my life so that greater things can come. Some of y'all can't get the things that you want in your life because it's too crowded. It's too crowded. I used this analogy the other day. I've been on a plane that couldn't land because there was too many planes on the runway on the tarmac. And whether these other planes had to take off or had to get to their assigned gate, my plane couldn't leave the sky because there was way too many planes on the runway. Many of you have too much on your runway, and the things that are trying to come into your life can't land. Because you don't have space for them. You need to release some things. You need to send some things off. You need to put some things in a proper place so that what's coming in your life can land. Ease. You know what I'm talking about? So these are the 3 questions. Where in your life are you choosing struggle out of habit? What beliefs make you feel guilty for resting or receiving ease? 3rd question, who taught you that hard equals holy? Who taught you? Who made you believe? Who misguided you and made you believe that doing things the hard way meant holy, meant that was admirable? Who told you that there was valor and value in that? Them folks lied to you. Them folks lied to you and people lied to them. That's page 33. That's just a piece of page 33. That's just the top. Look, it's an easy book to read. It's an easy book to get through. That's just the top. That's all we did, just right there. That's so much for you to think about, so much for you to chew on, so much for you to grow through. You want me to keep going down page 33? Type keep going in the comment. Because I'll leave you with just this right here. I know this is more than enough. I know this is food for you. Thank you for pulling up and get this soul food. I'm here every morning. You come, you check this, you come through. I'm here 7:30 Eastern Standard Time every morning. And I'm on the West Coast. So listen, for those who be like, man, at 7 o'clock in the morning, it's too early for that. Man, I'm on the West Coast. It's 4 in the morning when I'm logging in. It's 3 in the morning when I'm getting up. Are you willing to get up at 3 in the morning to be close to your goals? Are you willing to wake up at 3 in the morning to live the day, start the day you want to start, and have the day that you want to have? Many of you too comfortable. You too comfortable. Someone said, I'm not waking up that early. I'm not going to get enough rest. Go to sleep earlier. You either going to have a what if or you going to have a even if. Either going to make an excuse or you going to make a way. Alex said, keep going. We're going to keep going down page 33 since he called it out. So after you ask yourself those 3 questions, there's a declaration of divine ease. And it says, write this statement and say it out loud for 7 days. I release the gospel of grind. I break the covenant with chaos. I choose a life of divine flow, sacred rest, and unstoppable ease. I'm going to say that again for you so you can say it too. I release the gospel grind. Repeat that. I break the covenant with chaos. I choose a life of divine flow, sacred rest, and unstoppable ease. Come on, let's get that again because I know it feels good in your spirit. I release the gospel of grind. I break the covenant with chaos. I choose a life of divine flow, sacred rest, and unstoppable ease. Yeah. Now, you know, I've taught you already through this broadcast as well as in my books, and it's definitely what we're going over in the 30-day boot camp, is that if we start with a thought and we follow it with our words, we need to follow our words with actions. So the very next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go into this ease activation exercise. I told you this book is powerful now. For 1 full day, do nothing to prove your worth. No over-explaining, no performing, no over-analyzing, no over-apologizing. Just exist. And feel the power in that choice. The page ends with a daily declaration that says, I'm not here to suffer. I'm here to shift. My legacy is ease, overflow, and unshakable joy. Listen, most of the time you ask me how I'm doing, I'll say I am overflowing with joy. I'm overjoyed and I'm grateful. I'm in the flow. I'm moving with ease. These are words that I use on a daily basis. I'm not just telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what has worked for me and worked for so many people. You are meant to have a life of ease. You are meant to be overjoyed. You are meant to have a life full of peace. And anyone who taught you different, they were taught wrong. We forgive them. They were taught wrong. Now it's time to learn right. Whoever taught you that your only worth was based off of what you produced and based off of what you gave and based off of what you can prove, forgive them. Forgive yourself for believing that and operating in that. Because the truth is, your inner critic is often just your unhealed past with a microphone. That's all it is. So we need to step into a place of healing. Because you can't manifest freedom when you're loyal to your wounds. It's impossible to do. You cannot manifest freedom when you are loyal to your wounds. Listen, I love y'all to life. I wouldn't water you if I didn't want you to grow. A rising tide raises all boats. So what I want you to do, if this podcast, I mean, if this broadcast, if this stream added value to you, throw a 1 in the chat for me. Do that for me. Throw a 1 in the chat if this added value to you. The second thing that I want you to do is I want you to come to Twitch. Subscribe to this channel. When you do that, I'm going to give you a bunch of cool stuff. First of all, I'm going to give you access to the Manifest Nation Discord. And we're going to link up consistently. We're going to talk. You're going to have access to me through the Discord, as well as the rest of this community. You're also going to get 8 of my powerful ebooks, transformational ebooks. You're also going to get my Manifesting You workbook, the digital copy of it. So you could download it, you could print it out, and you can use it, you can share it. You're also going to get guided meditations, affirmations, and a lot of cool things that allow you to be a greater version of yourself. In addition to the Manifest Nation vault full of tons of things that's just going to help you be greater. So you're going to get that. You're also going to get the replays to these daily broadcasts that you won't get anywhere else. And if you're watching this on social media, I want you to know you only got a portion of it. You only got a portion of it. You only got a piece of it. What you're seeing starts and ends before, or starting after and ending before this total broadcast. So you're only getting pieces of it. So come to Twitch, click the link in my bio, hit that Twitch link, or go to brianhyppolite.com, hit that Twitch link, or go to Twitch and look for me, a Manifest Nation, so you can lock in. Subscribe to the channel, follow the channel so you can get this access continuously. Before I get out of here, I want you to remember, in just a few days, we're starting. In just a few days, we are starting the 30-day Manifest Bootcamp. So if you're in a space in your life where you are recognizing there's some changes that need to be made, there's a higher calling that you need to reach, this is for you. If you're understanding that you're in a time period of evolution and elevation and expansion, this is for you. If you want to unlearn the lies and relearn your light, this is for you, because we will be identifying in this 30-day Manifest Bootcamp. I'm going to show you how to manifest the life that you desire, how to create the legacy that you want to leave. There's people who have told me it's like the universe teased me. It's like God is teasing me. Everything that I say I want, I get it just in small portions and small pieces. It's like he's teasing me. And that's always an invitation to align. God ain't teasing you. The universe ain't teasing you. The ancestors ain't teasing you. That ain't how this works. What it is that you aren't in proper alignment. So you're not able to really get what it is that you're looking for. You got to understand everything happens in dimensions of based off of your vibration. And you got to operate at the vibration that's parallel to what it is that you want to have access to. You must be a vibrational match for those things that you desire if you want them in your life. Okay? So I'm going to teach you how to do that. We're going to identify the lack and limitation theories and ideas and core beliefs that you have, and we're going to unlearn and release those things. The next thing we're going to do in that 30-day Manifest Bootcamp is rewire your thoughts so that they can be in alignment with your success. We're going to rebuild your habits so that they match your goals. And you're going to leave there after 30 days of getting this down, after 30 days of me in your corner, giving you daily inspiration, giving you daily direction and instructions, being there as your accountability partner. After 30 days of that, you're going to leave a different person. You're going to leave with the mindset, the tools, and the energy alignment of a high-level creator, someone who is manifesting deliberately the life that they desire. And that's what you want for yourself. Then you want to be in this 30-day Manifest Bootcamp. There's 3 levels to it, 3 tiers of access, 3 levels of intimacy. You get in where you fit in. You could do the community experience. You could do the group coaching experience, and you can do the private one-on-one experience. Whatever you need, whatever you into, is right there. What you don't need to do, though, is suffer the cost of staying the same. I want you to consider the cost, the overwhelming high interest cost of you not elevating and of you staying the same version of you. Don't pay that. It's always more expensive to stay the same than it is to invest in your change, invest in your evolution. You heard what the brother said. He said, aside from starting his business, this was the best investment he made, which was, he was referring to investing into the Manifest Mentorship Program, which if that's something that you're interested in, where you want to work side by side with me for the next 6 to 8 months, send me a DM or go to brianhyppolite.com and sign up. But I'm talking is more about investing in yourself, whether it's my program or someone else's. Investing in yourself, investing in higher knowledge, higher skill sets, higher ways of thinking that align you with the life that you want to live. It's in you to do. Don't you miss this opportunity. Again, you can't manifest your freedom staying loyal to your wounds and staying loyal to the cage that you've created with your excuses. So it's that time. It's that time, because I gotta go tap in with my daughters. I gotta go get them breakfast and start this homeschooling. So listen, tap in with me at brianhyppolite.com and go through this day connecting yourself with the greatest version of you. Anything that's been holding you down, slowing you down, or wearing you down, we want to get away from that, stay away from that. All right? I look forward to seeing you in the boot camp. We start in September the 1st. I look forward to connecting with you on the next broadcast. If you want to see this replay, come over to Twitch. Make sure you subscribe. All right? Until next time, though, be great, be powerful, be God's. Keep manifesting. I'll take care. I'm going to see y'all in a minute.